What's up, warriors? Welcome back to the channel. I'd like to thank you all for the support and just all the love you guys show me. You know, I wouldn't do this channel without you guys, and my goal is to teach you, so hopefully you're learning a lot from these videos. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing with the primary goal of teaching you what I'm going to be throwing the next few weeks, especially getting ready for these Fountainhead Bass Club tournaments that are coming up in 1 week. So we don't have much time, and I rushed to shop for a few items that I need for these tournaments to be successful. So let's make this short, concise, and informational. As always, we're going to start out with this first box from Academy Outdoors, which is a company I really like, and I do all of my shopping for fishing stuff online. The resources around here to buy tackle are slim. So I found Academy Outdoors. It's a store most of you guys are probably familiar with if you live in the South. Academy Outdoors has a line of hard baits called H2O Express. This is the one and only time I will ever recommend an outside source for hard baits, because you guys know I do my own customs. So this is kind of a sin, but these baits are too good not to share. I'm always going to strive to give you guys, with less in your pocket, more for your money. So H2O Express suspending jerkbait. Go get yours today, guys. This is the juice, my friends. 6 to 8 foot diver. It's a suspending jerkbait, and this thing is money. The hardware on it, the hooks, the O-rings, the bill, the paint. This is just hard to match for $4, man. This thing suspends like no other. There's no buoyancy in there at all, so I mean it just stays right where it's at. You twit, 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 whoop, staying right where it's at, and that's what you want in a suspending jerkbait. A lot of jerkbaits, they advertise that that's the action, and you get it out there and you're disappointed. So you won't be disappointed with these. As you can see, I got a bunch at $4. Why not? Alright, so for this next box, this is from Tackle Warehouse, and this is $150 value in this box, and unfortunately $150 doesn't really get you too far anymore. Maybe 10 years ago, but not anymore. So I'll show you the very few items I have for $150. And this is a lot, because some of you guys buy $150 in like one item. But like I said, how many condom you got? So there's that. Let's start out with the soft plastic. Take note, everything in this box is for the pre-spawn heading into the spawn, okay? So as usual, I'm Yum Dinger Gang, so we got a bunch of packs of those. I've got one pack of 3-inch watermelon red. That's for my finesse stuff. It's going to go on the slider heads. 8-pound test, real light stuff for when the situation gets dire and we have an emergency. 3-inch Yum Dinger on deck always. We've got a pack of 4-inch black and blue Yum Dinger. 5-inch watermelon red, 5-inch black and blue. So just to cover the different sizes, 5-inch, 4-inch, and 3-inch. I'll use those depending on the situation, but most often I'm throwing a 5-inch on a 3/16 ounce shaky head or slider finesse head. Next up from Zoom, I've got one of my all-time favorite soft swim baits, also economy value. This is the Zoom Swimming Super Fluke standard size. It's in a Pro Blue Red Pearl color. It's an absolutely awesome color. Let me grab that actually. These, that's an albino. Okay, so that's your standard. This is the Pro Blue Red Pearl. I'm not sure if you can see the difference, but the one important thing here is the head. This is a Cumberland Pro Lures 1/2 ounce head, I believe, and it's just a mushroom head, straight shank hook, but I customized the paint, so you can see it kind of matches a little bit better. But that's just one of the perks of painting your own stuff. You can customize it all. Anyways, before David goes off on a tangent here, that's the standard. That is my go-to soft swim bait, along with the Mega Bass Spark Shad, which I didn't buy any. But I also have an economy option here. This is the Big Bite Bait Swimming Jerk Minnow 4-inch. I like this bait, but let's take it out and compare real quick to the junior size Zoom Swimming Super Fluke. So I don't know how well you guys can see that, but they're almost the same exact profile. I happen to like, just from the feel of it, I really like the Zoom Swimming Super Fluke plastic better. This stuff seems a bit more rigid. I don't think it's going to get as good of an action, but we're going to be able to test those out and really see which one performs better. Maybe we'll do a challenge video. But I like those. I put those on 1/4 ounce Danielson football jig heads. Here's an example of the jig head I use. This is a Domeki jig head. The Danielson has a football head, but that's just an example of the jig head you would use on a small bait like this. And you can see how enticing this offering is for finicky fish. You watch my videos, you'll see my buddy Antonio do the same sort of setup, but his go-to is a Kitech Swing Impact. So now that the soft plastics are done, we'll move on, and I've got all my stuff. I'm going to leave it out here so you guys can kind of see progressively what we got. This right here, the absolute sauce. I can hear the fish calling. Lunker is on the line with these guys at all times. Slider head, finesse, spider head. These guys come with a lighter wire hook, and as you can see, I got a bunch. It's kind of a unique triangle head, very finesse hook that they've engineered for lighter soft plastics, but you can also get away with some heavier stuff with the beefier version of the slider head. I throw this universally, guys, on all different soft plastics in all situations. It is a must in my boat, and that's why you see I have like 10 packs right there. Next up, we've got some VMC flipping hooks, the Ike approved flipping hooks. Shout out to my man Ike Anelli. Hope to fish with you someday, brother. But these VMC flipping hooks are going to be very important for the Occoquan Fountainhead tournaments because this place is littered, and I mean littered, with just the nastiest cover you could ever find. Lots of rock, standing timber, old rotten trees, weird reeds and grass, stuff you really got to rip your stuff through, okay? So I've always got braid as my main line no matter what when I'm fishing, but if I didn't fish that way, I would need to for Occoquan, because if you're not throwing braid there, then you're definitely throwing 14 to 20 pound fluorocarbon or up, because the stuff is just nasty. We've got to flip, with that being said. We've got to flip up into some of this nasty cover, and to do that without that bait falling off the hook every time and having to readjust, which costs you time in a tournament, throw a flipping hook. I like the VMC flipping hooks just because I don't flip very often. They were the first ones I came across. They get really good reviews, and in my opinion, they work great. They've got a really good bait keeper up there. It's real thick. Your bait's not going anywhere. So that's the flipping hooks that I got. Next up, here's an example of those Cumberland Pro lures, the jig heads that I'm using for the swim baits. Just got a pack of those. I've got a bunch of terminal tackle, a bunch of different weights so that I can get this Texas rig game going. Nothing special there. But here's a product that I came across on Tackle Warehouse the other day. I was really surprised at the price, and what I did was, me being the economy fisherman, I went and I filtered everything from price, lowest to highest. And although that's not the way I'd recommend shopping for your stuff, I'd recommend shopping for quality. You can count on me to be the tester for this cheap stuff. So when I tell you that this is good, take my word for it. The Domeki round jig heads. These are 1/4 ounce. So I got as heavy as they go. This is the heaviest size they offer. It's got a very short size 1 or so hook. It's a straight shank hook. And I took some pliers. As soon as I got them out of the box, my concern was, what is the strength and what is the sharpness? Both of those passed the test with flying colors. The sharpness was impeccable, and the strength of the hook, I took pliers and tried to bend them out. They're really strong. They do 10 times better than my Danielson football head jigs. So this might be my new go-to. Very similar to the Owner Ultra ball head that my buddy Antonio throws a lot, but these are half the price. I believe they're $3 for a pack of 4. And if you can find anything for less than $1 a piece per jig head, you're doing alright. Last but not least, I'd say this is probably the most valuable purchase in this box for the situations that I'm going to be fishing. At the reservoir, at Occoquan, and throughout the year, I want to get better at a couple things. Throwing bigger baits, and this includes spinner baits, and jerk baits, and swim baits. I want to just get better at throwing bigger stuff, and getting these fish to react to something big like that. So I've got 4x4 pulls in the biggins. Very nice slogan, I like that. This is the Night Stalker series spinner bait. I'm going to pull one out in a second that I've modified, but this is a giant bait. This is 3/4 of an ounce. It's got one single Colorado blade. It's a gold Colorado blade. And the colors on that bait, it's a pink and black. So there it is outside of the package. You can see how big it is compared to my hand. That bait is giant. And what I did was I took some fly marabou feather and I just tied it up to the base of the hook. So now we've got a large profile spinner bait that we can really run down some of these vertical ledges that they have so many of in this reservoir that we're going to be fishing, and hopefully entice some really big fish to bite. But we're going to go through 2 more things and we're done. So lastly, you guys are like, how are you going to throw this, David? Like, what are your setups for all of these different baits? And if I did that, if I told you guys all those details, we'd have a video that's like 2 hours long. So I'm not going to do that today, but what I am going to do is give you the juice, the sauce on my hardware, okay? Piscifun. You don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to buy Shimano. You don't have to buy the high-end stuff to catch big fish. Piscifun. Honor 2000. This is a $50 reel. $50 is economy for most of you guys. If you're buying Shimano, G Loomis, blah, blah, blah. You're spending a ton of money and you don't need to. I pair a Piscifun Honor 2000 with a Berkeley Lightning spinning rod and boom, I'm good to go for $100. Same thing goes for the Piscifun Perseus, which is another one of my all-time favorite reels. Piscifun is providing a lot of economy stuff that is supreme in quality. So you're not going to sacrifice quality for price with this company. I suggest you guys get on that real quick. This Perseus is 6.3 to 1. Moderate speed will cover a wide variety of different purposes for you out there on the water. And I catch a lot of big fish on their stuff, and I love the company. Thanks Piscifun, thanks Tackle Warehouse, thanks Academy Outdoors for making this video possible. Hopefully you guys learned a lot today. This has been a Tackle Warehouse unboxing with your boy, Water Warrior Fishing. See you on the next video.